Okay, so welcome to Essential Oils for Newbies, Essential Oils for Natural Wellness. And I'm going to share my screen so we can follow our nice little slides that we've got. Let me go to the top. Okay, so we are here to really just offer an overview of essential oils. I think myself and Heather and Maggie could talk about oils for eons, and we love it, and we're so passionate about sharing. This will just be an introduction around oils and how you can use them and how you can get them into your life. So I'll first introduce myself. I'm Kim, and I'm from California. I married a Kiwi, so I live in New Zealand now. And I've been a mover, a dancer ever since I can remember. And I studied dance, and I'm a Pilates and yoga teacher. I experienced pretty serious colitis when I was a teenager. So I've been through major abdominal surgeries and a big health journey. And really my purpose in life is to empower those to really trust their inner wisdom and healing, because that's what I have learned, to really trust myself and my healing process. So that's what I'm here to do. And my favorite oil is, it's hard to choose a favorite, but I grab Balance very often. It's a grounding blend. It's beautiful. It's got black spruce in it. And it's an oil that's great for if you tend to be like me, where you're like in your head. I tend to be in my head or up here a lot. I need to ground myself and feel my feet on the earth. And Balance is what I like to grab. I was diffusing it yesterday, actually. So that's me. And I'll pass it over to Heather, who's co-teaching with us as well. So Heather, if you want to unmute yourself and say a few words about you.
Yeah. So I live here in Friday Harbor, Washington, up in the San Juan Islands, and I own a movement studio here, which is the environment I'm in as of right now. So grateful for having this space during this quarantine time. A couple homey feeling sort of spaces to be in. So I feel grateful for that in this moment. And yeah, I'm kind of like Kim, a mover, a shaker. I'm currently really involved with and inspired by this instinctive meditation practice that I've been immersed in for the last 3 or 4 years, and really loving teaching that right now, as well as including a little bit more of the essential oils in the studio environment, and just moving in with my partner and his 2 kids, and including more of the use of essential oils in our home life and with the kids. And that feels very inspiring for me right now it's like there's a little bit more of a, like an empowerment and a why behind using them. It's not just for my own health, but influencing the kids and how, what's in our environment, and seeing that, obviously has a direct impact on how they interact with and know, like, no chemicals or not chemicals in our home, and that just like the little bit of education we can do in the home front, that's very new to me, and it feels inspiring. And I really love copaiba. I just like, recently, it's interesting, I had this oil for the last 10 years in my kit, and I never used it. Like, I at some point bought it, just been sitting there. And then in the last, 6 months, learning a little bit more about it and using it more frequently, I feel it's really helpful just for my own kind of inflammation response. And I tend to have quite a bit of anxiety, so it's kind of my go-to one, and learning the benefits of skin. So I always have a couple drops in my skincare, whether for my body or my face. So that's my go-to currently.
I love copaiba.
Yeah, it's so good.
Thanks, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Maggie.
Hello. I'm Maggie. I'm a mom and a wife, and I'm a plant-based holistic esthetician, and I make all natural skincare products. I use oils, plants, herbs, clays, honey, all sorts of stuff, all natural. And yeah, I've been healing myself with nature and plant medicine, and it has become something that I want to help other people do. I think realizing that we can be our own healer has been like an incredible thing in my life. I unfortunately had a really hard time when I was younger. I had, I was addicted to Western medicines, and that just turned into a deeper addiction in life. And I struggled for years and years. And then I moved out here to the San Juan Islands, and I got clean and sober and became a mom. And yeah, life is really good now. And I owe a lot of that to plants. So here I am. My favorite oil is frankincense, and I chose that one too. It's like really hard to choose your favorite oil that's like asking you what your favorite song is. I feel like it's like dependent on the moment, but frankincense, I use it multiple times a day, every single day. And so yeah, I think it's definitely one of my like foundational oils. Yeah.
Thanks, Maggie. Yes,
Mhm.
frankincense. They call it the king of oils for a reason. It's amazing.
Yeah. Truly.
Okay, so we wanted to start just by doing a brief moment of honoring what are essential oils. And so these are the essence of the plant, right? So they can come from any part of a plant, like with the tree, it might come from the bark, like frankincense. They might come from the flower or the stem or the leaf. And these are very tiny, tiny molecules, which is why our body allows them in. And they are called what they call volatile compounds. So like if you were to take a drop of another type of oil, let's say, coconut oil or jojoba oil or rosehip oil, that goes into your hand, and it stays, where it is and connects with your body. Whereas essential oil, the moment that you take a drop into your hand, a lot of it actually evaporates into the air. So that's why we often use a carrier oil. So these oils, the moment that you put it onto your hand, some of it will evaporate into the air, and the rest of it will quickly be absorbed into your skin. You won't have like kind of an oily residue on your skin like you would with another type of oil, because of essential oils are so different in that way. And they've been used for centuries by many cultures for all sorts of healing, and beauty and self-care and all the things. It's really amazing when you dive into the history of essential oils. And these days, there's a lot of scientific research going into the effectiveness of the oils, which we'll talk about. So they are incredible. Yeah, I could go on, but I'll pause there. And so we're going to talk with you guys about the 3 cool things about essential oils. So really, we kind of put these into these categories to make it really simple and easy. So the first one would be that they are safe and natural. And so what we mean by that is that the oils, essential oils in general, I'll start with, in today's world, it's not a regulated industry. So we have to be our own kind of researchers and knowing, where we're sourcing our oils from. A big reason that, one, I had such a positive experience for me with oregano oil to heal something that was happening with my gut. The essential oils, you want to ensure that they're coming from a reputable source and that they're sourced well. And so with doTERRA, when I did all that research, it was the only company I could find that had transparent testing. So on the bottles, you can go look on the bottom, and there's a number, and you can plug that number into a website called sourcetoyou.com. And from there, you can actually see the test results of that oil and see all that the chemical constituents that make that oil medicinal are present. And you can, obviously see that there's no adulterants or synthetics or GMOs or anything like that. There's no other company that does that. And so, and not only does doTERRA ensure that we have the most medicinal oils possible because they come from the healthiest plants, they ensure that the plants are grown in their indigenous environments, and their sourcing model is called co-impact sourcing. So after they determine, yes, we have this is the best place to source this plant and distill this oil, how can we help the communities and farmers who are sourcing this oil? So there's a very deliberate effort for everyone to benefit. On the slide here, you see these numbers next to the word peppermint, ATI. That stands for aromatic, topical, and internal. There's the 3 ways you can use the oil. So that's here talking about peppermint, you can use in these 3 ways. So the grade of the oils with doTERRA is called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, and this is a medicinal grade that no other essential oil company has. It was just announced actually for peppermint oil that here in Australia and New Zealand, peppermint is now TGA certified. That's like kind of like our version of like FDA regulations over medicinal products. And peppermint is the first oil that is now considered and certified therapeutic. So you can actually say, yes, this heals FYI, or sorry, XYZ is what I meant to say. So with peppermint, and peppermint is amazing for opening our airways. It's awesome for respiratory health. It's incredible for anything digestive, any kind of tummy troubles that you might have. It's really, really powerful, the aroma. I'm taking an inhale right now. So with peppermint, if you take 1 drop of peppermint, it equates to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So it's really, really strong. So remember that with your oils, you don't need a lot. Just 1 drop of essential oil can be extremely potent. And besides the fact that we know that from doTERRA, we're receiving the highest quality oils, with that, we can use them in many ways without worry of side effects that you might have from a synthetic medication. So that's the first really cool thing about essential oils. And then next is we're going to talk about the essential oils being effective. And so Heather is going to talk with us about that a little bit.
Yes. So the first point that I like to think about and to consider is what we see here on the screen, that essential oils can permeate the cell membrane. So doTERRA, and we're speaking to like doTERRA essential oils, right? This is, I mean, you'll see them all on the screen, but just to emphasize that. So the doTERRA essential oils are effective because they are able to penetrate the cell membrane. So it's really interesting because viruses often live inside this like oily cell membrane that covers each cell of our body. And because essential oils are oil-based, they're able to penetrate the cell membrane. And they have the ability to have this positive, powerful effect on everything inside that. And they are often more effective than what is, potentially prescribed to us. So I think all of us, in our team that I know that I've spoken to, it's like we're not right against Western medicine. There's a time for Western medicine, but when can we, the essential oils, I think, afford us, right, the natural solutions that often so many of us are looking for of how can we positively affect our health and our environments in a way that we feel really good about. And we're bringing the plants, the potent plant medicine in. Maggie's like this amazing herb mama, right? And there's like the time to bring in the tea, and there's the time to, the tea is a great example. So many of us drink the tea, but like Kim said, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups. Okay, how many? I will never drink 28 cups of peppermint tea in a day. I have like my 1 cup at night, and I feel good about that. It's like the perfect dose, but I often will be rubbing peppermint essential oil on my belly if I need that, like I really am feeling bloated or I ate something that maybe I shouldn't have eaten that day, or maybe not shouldn't have, but that affects me in an adverse way later in the day. So they're a natural solution for all the like very common ailments that we each may encounter throughout our lifetime. And again, there's a time right for the Western medicine, and then it's just amazing to be able to have, I really feel like I have this apothecary of plant medicine just available. And it's often just have to remind myself that oh yeah, I just saw a little video of someone on the team using the lemon essential oil to take off any sticky, a sticker that was removed from a bottle, and then just to get the extra residue. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this, so we have our amazing team to remind us of these things of I have not only for my health, but for these like random cleaning jobs and lots of other things that I don't often think of to use essential oils, but they can be used for these things too. Okay, so back to the effectiveness. Essential oils are also naturally antibacterial. So the essential oils, you know, like Kim said, they're volatile oils, and that the plants actually are naturally have these in them to defend themselves against like any sort of invaders. And basically when we're taking these in our environment, right, topically, or if we ingest these, we're basically reaping those same powerful benefits. And so here on the screen, we have On Guard. So we think of like, I know when I think of one of the most like effective essential oil blends for our immune system, it's definitely the On Guard blend. So what I have right here is the sanitizing mist, which is like, as we are all going through this COVID thing, I think doTERRA, right, sold out in like a really short amount of time, because this was everyone was looking for some sort of hand sanitizer. And this is just a natural, like really feel good way about, to incorporate these things into our lives. Again, having now kids in my world, it's like, I don't want to buy them the things that are not great for them. Like, I don't want to do that for myself. And then when you think of the little ones or your pets, it's like, that's, they have that potential, all those chemicals have the potential to have a stronger effect on them. And so it's just, it's like that feel good, just feels good to know that there are other options that we have that are right here at our fingertips. And it just takes, it's a little bit of a learning curve and a little bit of like, for me, a remembering and a reminding that I have all these tools, and just to slowly start to incorporate them into the lived experience. Anything that you ladies want to add on the On Guard? I just like always think of it as the immune boosting. And then like, I guess like the cleaning, I mean, that's a part of all of my cleaning blends, especially right now. I often in the studio, I was using lavender hydrosol, and I would just add lavender and maybe a little bit of tea tree or lemon pre-COVID, but now I'm pretty much just using the On Guard blend. I feel it's just a little bit more potent.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Oops. Should we move to the...
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, what is soaking our apples? There's an On Guard water. Oh, I like that idea.
Around Christmas time, it keeps the apples from turning orange or a different color, that brownish color, and then it gives it this cinnamon apple spicy flavor. It's really good.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love that.
That's a great idea. Yeah. And then Maggie will talk about that ingesting, right? Being able to, the fact that we can actually take these internally. It's amazing. Yeah. So next for affordability, I mean, when I think of this, and again, speaking to doTERRA, and this, even for me, it has been sort of a recent, again, I've been reminded, and it's not necessarily a discovery, but I guess, just more of a reminding that when I start to use these things, they just become a part of my daily lived experience. Like I actually am saving money because I'm not purchasing, right, that. And then in like the extra plastic bottle of the same thing that I might normally be using, like that's been huge for me. I mean, just the other day I made all of our, like I have a cleaner right in each of our bathrooms. I was like, I feel like one of these maybe cost $1.50. Like I don't even, I use like a few drops of the On Guard, some lemon, a little tea tree. And then I just add, because we had like one of the free oils I had that I got this month or last month was the clementine. So it's like, I just added a couple drops of that, just like, cause it's fun. And it's fun to like have all these oils out and be making the things. But yeah, I mean, I didn't actually price it out, but I want to say it was something like that, added some water, like a little bit of vinegar and these oils, and that's going to last for, I'm like really curious actually in the experimentation of this whole thing, like how long do these things last for? And now I have this glass, I used a glass bottle. Actually, I reused my apple cider vinegar bottle and just put a sprayer top on top of that. And it's like, it just feels so good about this. So I for me, the affordability, I think it's kind of shifting over the lifestyle, but just like anything, I mean, when I started taking like with supplements or with even thinking of like the organic foods, you know, it's like I'm going to the doctor less because I'm eating these certain ways. Like I don't know the last time I've like had to go to the doctor, but it definitely takes a little bit of like, right, like a mindset shift and just starting to include these natural solutions in our life. And I think that over time, the budget will kind of show us that we actually are saving money. But in the beginning, it is a little bit of an investment. But I always, you know, a big advocate of just starting slow. Like here, start with like lavender, peppermint, and lemon. I feel like those are maybe On Guard are just like great oils to start off with. You can use them for so many things. Lavender in your environment. It's great for, like, I put on the bottoms of my feet for if I'm having a hard time sleeping. This time of the year for allergies, it's a great support for that. I know some people have been getting stung by bees or having little itchy things. Like I was laying on the grass and I was itchy the other day, and I took one drop, you know, mixed it in my hands, rubbed it on my ankles, and like 5 seconds later, the itch was gone. I'd been itching for like an hour, you know, just like walking around doing my little things and just itching. I was like, wait, I have solutions here. I'm going to go do this. So yeah, it's pretty amazing when you just start to live the lifestyle. And what I love about this team is that we're all inspiring each other. Like everyone's popping in and sharing the things that they're doing. And it's just I get these little daily reminders of like, oh, right. I can use this plant medicine that I have right there for in so many areas of my life.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's it for me. Yeah, I don't know if you have anything you want to add, ladies. Yeah.
I just had a thought about the thought on affordability. The way that doTERRA has worked well for me is I use it as like my one-stop shop. So I get my shampoo and conditioner from them. I get my laundry. Sometimes I've made laundry detergent, and when I don't want to make it, I buy it from doTERRA. There's a cleaner concentrate that's really awesome that it's made with On Guard essential oils in it. And so it's a soapy mix that you can put into whatever. And so that's been lasting me months. So in that way, when I start to see all the ways, like you're talking about, Heather, like, oh, I'm itchy, I can grab my lavender, you know, and we realize that we can use the oils in all these ways, and it just becomes affordable as well. And again, it takes time to learn these ways, but like you said, lavender, lemon, peppermint, On Guard, those are really great starter ones that are just great for everyday uses. Okay, so we'll go on here. And so now we're going to hop into the getting into how to use the oils, right? So I mentioned before the ATI, so aromatic, topical, and internal. These are the 3 ways that we can use doTERRA's oils. So we will start with aromatic. It's not letting me, yeah, there we go. Maggie.
So this is like, aromatic is the like introduction, I feel like, to oils. When you first get your oil in the mail, what do? You like open it up and like smell the bottle, right? And so you're using this plant aromatically. I like to open the bottle, smell the oil, and then like sit back and check in with myself and see like what's going on. So basically what's happening when you're smelling the oil is those tiny molecules that Kim was talking about. Those are going up through your nasal passages and like hitting this thing in the back, a mucousy like membrane attached to these like little silica hair receptors, right? And it goes through, and your body actually turns it into a nerve, which is incredible. Once I realized that, it like blew my mind. So our bodies know what to do with this stuff. And I feel like the fact that you can breathe it in and it translates and communicates directly to your brain, it's incredible. I mean, it's really good for mood and for like emotional. I feel like aromatic is just great. When I have a client coming, I make sure to like use a very relaxing and calming oil so that they will come in and just enter the room and already feel relaxed. So yeah, that's one of the ways to use it. I haven't used Breathe yet, but Wild Orange is awesome. I love this one. It makes me feel really creative and like focused. And Calvin really likes it too when I diffuse it with peppermint. We like to put those two together, and then we go and do like a little project together. And I feel like it kind of helps both of us focus. So that's been a really cool one. Yeah, and then this next way is topically, which is my personal favorite way to use these oils. This is kind of where I started falling in love with essential oils. I realized that I can bring this into my skincare and use this on my clients and see like dramatic differences pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, so cool. So oils are fat soluble, so they are readily absorbed into your bloodstream. And when applied topically, you can use this neat application. Some of them will say that, which means you can just put the oil directly with no carrier oil, just right onto your skin. I use frankincense that way, kind of like around my eyes, like where you would put maybe like an anti like wrinkle cream or whatever. But I love that way. It's also wonderful mixed with carrier oils and massaged into the skin. This way you're gonna get like a deeper, it's gonna work on deeper levels. It's gonna last longer. Yeah, it's really wonderful. And then you'll eventually start feeling more comfortable ingesting. I feel like the way these slides are kind of like the way it happens in life, right? In doTERRA life, you like first get really comfortable smelling them, and then you get really comfortable putting them on, and then finally you get so comfortable you're ingesting them. I ingested frankincense this morning because I knew I was going to be talking about it, and I can't believe I like haven't done just that and really focused on like the effects that happened to me personally, but I have been so like grounded and present all day. And normally like having this call, I like would get really excited and flighty and like weird, but I feel like frankincense has helped me stay like calm and present and focused. And yeah, I just love it. But it did take me time to start ingesting oil. So if you're brand new, just like put it in the back of your head and you'll get there.
Love it. Yeah, and then also to note, when we talk about ingesting, we're only talking about doTERRAs, so keep that in mind as well.
Definitely. And there's certain oils you don't want to ingest, and there's certain oils you only want to ingest for a short period of time. So it's important when you're ingesting to just do your research and reach out to people. doTERRA is a wonderful community for this. You can trust what these ladies are saying. Most of them have done it or used it or known someone who's done it. So yeah.
Totally. Thank you, Maggie. That was awesome. So this is just a slide to give us a visual of how the oils come into our bodies. So aromatically, it reaches our brain really quickly within about 22 seconds. And within 2 minutes, it can be found in the bloodstream. Within 20 minutes, within the whole body. So it really is incredible how our bodies receive the oils. Okay, so now we get into 3 ways to purchase the oils through doTERRA. So the first way is retail, which really isn't for us. This is more for a situation where someone's selling the oils, from a spa or a chiropractor's office or that kind of situation. The other 2 ways to purchase, which are much more affordable, one is wholesale. So for us I used to be in the States, for those of us who are familiar with Costco in the States, it's like a wholesale membership, right? So you pay a fee and you join for the year and you receive everything at 25% off. So doTERRA has a similar offering, and that you pay a $35 membership fee, and then anything you want, whether it's oils, products, household items, all that is 25% off. The third way, which is the way that all of us advocates buy the oils, is below wholesale. And you can enter into doTERRA below wholesale when you buy a kit. So when you buy a kit of oils, a collection to start with, and there's many options depending on what your needs are, you don't pay the fee, that gets waived, and then you buy a kit, which when you price it out is even cheaper than 25% off. It's more money off than that. I don't know the exact makeup, but so it's really affordable. And we advocates continue doing that through doTERRA's point system, which is amazing. So at this point, I'm getting my 25% off plus 30% off because I'm now at that stage in my points earning. So I'm really getting 55% off, which is amazing. So those are the 3 ways you can buy oils through doTERRA. And we're going to mention one product here. We've talked about the different products, but we haven't talked about supplements yet. And this is worth mentioning because this group of supplements is the most popular product that doTERRA has. And I love how Maggie's spraying. I see Maggie spraying herself while we're talking. I love it. So this is called Lifelong Vitality. And this is a trio of supplements that you're meant to take together. And they're amazing. I've met and spoken with so many people who have had the most change in their health through these supplements. So the 3 are, the first one there on the left, Alpha CRS. This is the one that's pretty unique and has amino acids and a lot of amazing herbs. And I can, we've got a PDF if you want all the details of what's in it, but this really helps the mitochondria of our cells. Like this gives us the energy. This is like a really powerful concoction of plant medicine. And then the middle one are fatty acids, and you can get a vegan version of this as well. And this has essential oils infused inside of it. So really unique, really powerful. And then the third one there is your multivitamin and mineral complex, which is bioavailable, which as we know is everything. We don't want to just be like peeing out our vitamins, right? So this is made from whole foods so that we can really absorb and use the nutrients. So I would say like the most common overall areas that people see a difference with these are energy, pain relief, focus, mental clarity, that kind of thing, but a variety of mood and stress kind of feeling. I mean, for me personally, I noticed after about a little over a month, I was like, wow, my energy is just more steady. I didn't have that like afternoon kind of slump that I usually would. I didn't feel wired. I just felt steady and more grounded. And I've been out of mine for like a week and I noticed the difference. So that's when I know mine's, the post in New Zealand's so slow right now. So it's taking forever to get here. Do either of you want to add anything about the LLV, Maggie or Heather? Or anyone?
I saw Allie just mentioned that it's amazing. The LLV is amazing for inflammation as well, hair, skin,
yes.
nails. Yeah, thanks for adding that, Allie. I think I'm just totally back what you said, Kim. And I was off of supplements for I purposely, I felt, was taking supplements really for a lot of my 20s, and I went off of them. And then I just started to feel that need. I'm like, I think this would probably be helpful, stressful times, just boosting all the parts of myself. And I have noticed, I don't know, I just feel that it's integrated. I don't know if that's the word that I have, just all of the systems, the food that I'm eating, the movements that I'm doing, the meditations I'm doing, the books I'm reading, everything just feels like it's a little more integrated through taking the supplements. That's just, I don't know if that's relatable to anyone, but that's my experience.
Yeah, I love that. It is relatable. That's how I feel. That's why I said steady, the body's just working together. There's a more synergy happening. And Diona said she loves taking her LLV. I can agree, when it brings in stability and further balance with my daily mood and getting all my nutrients in through one source. Yeah, totally. Awesome. Okay. So, forward here. Okay, so now we'd like you guys to just take a moment for yourselves and think about right now, today, what are your top 2 or 3 wellness priorities? What do you feel like you need to really intentionally put some focus into? If you want to share in the chat, that's awesome. It's great for us to hear, but at least write it down for yourself. So this could just be better sleep. It could be improved digestion. It could be anything with mood, emotions, stress, seasonal stuff. I know for me, my wellness priorities are almost always the same, but they definitely shift throughout the year. You know, like right now with the change of season, I feel like I need to ground myself more, focus more on restorative movement, and give my nervous system more support, like with the frankincense and that kind of thing. So if anyone has anything to share in the chat, we will happy to pop in and just bring up a couple of thoughts. Yeah, so Deanna said anti-inflammatory, digestion, healing her gut. Yeah, and this is something I can speak to because I've done a lot of work on this myself. I actually made myself do I have it here? I have an inflammation blend. I have very specific blends. I have a gut healing blend that I've made for myself. Because I had ulcerative colitis as a teenager, I had my colon removed, my entire colon removed at 22, 20 years ago, 21 years ago. And so because of my compromised digestion and all these things, like I've really been intentional about trying different things. And so my inflammation blend has a variety of oils. Turmeric, of course, is one of them. doTERRA makes turmeric supplements that are like no other. They're dual capsules. So you have turmeric essential oil and the powder. I think a lot of us have heard turmeric is difficult for people to absorb. So that's a really amazing way to bring in turmeric. I have a host of other anti-inflammatory oils in this inflammation blend that I take in a veggie cap every day. By the way, I've been doing this for about a month, and I'm religious about doing it twice a day, and it's made a big difference. It's really amazing. And I have my gut healing one that I put topically on my belly, and that's a variety of oils. So there's so much you can do. And this is the great thing about doTERRA is that we share our ideas, our inspiration, like Heather was talking about. Ali mentions detoxing, raising her vibration, building upon her skincare routine. Yeah, and these are all areas that I think about as well. There's an amazing blend called Zendocrine that's really awesome for detoxing. I've got one that I put mine in a roller bottle because I just like to roll it on to my liver and kidneys, and I added a little bit more cilantro for a little bit more heavy metal detoxing. Raising vibrations. Oh, this is such a fun topic, and Heather and Maggie and Ali and I have these like weekly chats where we just like gush over the oils and talk about this stuff. There's so many beautiful blends that can really help us tap into our higher self and support us emotionally and just really tune in to what we need. Yeah, frankincense is great for that. And skincare, I know all of us, and Maggie's an expert on this, and we chat a lot about this. There's incredible ways that you can add florals and some of the like geranium and ylang ylang, and then you can add in some of the more grounding tree oils like black spruce, frankincense, copaiba into your skincare routine. So it can be so personalized and so much fun. At the same time, I don't want to be overwhelming because you can also be so simple and just use like frankincense for all those things. You know what I mean? So you can really start simple and slow to build that empowerment for yourself. Okay, so we will get into talking about some of the kits. We're just going to touch on like 4 or 5 just to give you guys an overall view. And I'll start with this one, and then Heather and Maggie, you can chime in whenever you want to chat about any of them. So this first one, Natural Solutions, is kind of like the Mac Daddy. So it's like, I want to overhaul my home and get a lot of oils to start with and get a really strong base for the supplement. So you have the Lifelong Vitality, but also the probiotic, which is a really amazing probiotic that doTERRA has, and the digestive enzymes. And you've got also toothpaste and shampoo and deodorant and so many oils and mouthwash and all of that good stuff. So it's a really great, this is the most value for your purchase. Heather, you want to speak to this one?
Yeah, this is my favorite one to speak to because they just recently in the last, I don't know, I guess it's been a couple months now, maybe in March or February, they added the copaiba, of course, to this blend. And then I'm just, acquainting myself with the adaptive blend. which is also included in this kit. So what's great about this kit is that you get the big bottles of all of like these like top 10 oils. It includes Balance, which is Kim's favorite blend. The only, it doesn't have frankincense, which is like, one of the other kits that I think that we'll talk about does have frankincense. And I think frankincense is one of those oils. It's like you said, it touched on, I feel like, what everyone was speaking to, skin and, anti-inflammatory and raising your vibration. And I don't know, frankincense is definitely one of those. That's amazing. So not in this kit, but I think the other oils are just, they're all great to start with. This comes with a bigger diffuser too. So that's always nice. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that one. And then the Healthy Habits kit you see here. So you'll get, it's like a nice little sprinkle of, you have frankincense, you have the On Guard, you have some of the, I guess it's the 5 of the top 10 oils, and then you get your supplements. I've always had digestive things. And this was when I first got into doTERRA, and just as a customer, I don't even know, maybe whenever they first started. Has that been like 10 years now? Is that how long doTERRA has been around?
They just had their birthday and it's 12 years, I think. Is it 12
okay.
13?
Okay. So yeah, I want to say maybe I had like a couple of years into it, but I was taking the digestive enzyme for years. This one specifically, because my system, I was sensitive, and I would try other ones and I would just actually like hurt my tummy more than help it. So I haven't taken it in a while, but it's a good reminder that it's there. The Deep Blue Rub, I've just been recently using that again on my body, and it is so powerful.
Yeah.
I went for a little jog, and I haven't really been jogging in the springtime. I tend to get a little, inspired to move my body in different ways that I wasn't moving it in the wintertime. And it was like, okay, I'm going to be feeling my calves. Like generally I just know I'm going to feel it. So to help me, knowing that the next morning I didn't want to be waking up so in pain, I put the Deep Blue on, and it was kind of a chilly night, and it definitely like chilled my whole body for a good amount. Like it was like a good 20 minutes. And I just kind of laid there and just enjoyed it. I just like went into the chilliness of it and just was like, this is amazing that I can experience this amount of like chilly goodness. And like, I felt it on so many layers of my being. It was pretty fascinating. So yeah, if you need some like topical inflammatory, like muscle goodness, the Deep Blue is like really potent. And I like it because it's like different than the icy hot. It's a strong smell, but I feel good about it. It doesn't have that like, again, that like chemical toxic feeling around it. It's like, oh, it's relatively pleasing. Yeah. Powerful.
Men tend to really like that scent. I was dousing myself in it last week when I had the most intense menstrual cycle that I've had in a very long time. So I was covering my body in it. And yeah, I love how Heather was like basking in the chilliness. So Heather, she's like, she really like can enjoy these moments, and I love it. It's amazing. So the last one that we'll mention, this is a brand new kit, Adaptive kit. So Adaptive is this new incredible blend. It has magnolia and copaiba and all these really like calming oils for the nervous system. So it's meant for stress. It's meant to let us just calm down, and it's such a beautiful blend. So you get the roller bottle for your skin, you get the big concentrated bottle for your diffuser, and then you get capsules, soft gels. So you can take this internally. I actually took this last week when I was in pain as well. This is a really incredible blend. So this kit comes with this app. And so this app has, I haven't tried it yet, but it's got biofeedback apparently. So it's going to kind of record what's happening in your body and give you some information on that. So that's a really cool way to start really simply. If you just feel you want something for your mood or stress, this is a great simple way to start.
So Kim, I actually have a question because I just thought to ask it while we're here. So I have this blend. I don't have the capsules, but speaking to being able to ingest it, it doesn't have the nutrition facts on this bottle. But so can you actually take this internally, and this is just what they put in the capsule, or do they take something out that's in the capsule form? Because I'm like, I was going to take a drop and I was like, I think I need to do my research and we're here.
You know, it's funny you say that because I had actually heard that and I was going to research it and I forgot to. But I think that they do something different in the capsules. I think they add something and take something out. And I haven't,
Yeah.
in my head, does anybody know?
I watched, there was a whole thing on Adaptive, on that, the classes that we got for $25, like those webinars. And so I watched the one on Adaptive, and I'm pretty sure that they do a different, they must take something out. I was wondering what it was too. And I'm wondering if it's like the, sweet gum, or I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the resin oil. That's what I was curious about. So
I don't know if you really want to ingest magnolia. I'm not sure about that one either.
Right.
But yeah, it is different. So I wouldn't just take this one. And I have to say, this oil has been, so I just went through something pretty like intense the last week, and this oil was like, I ordered it right before all this happened. It was so weird. It showed up in the mail like the day after, and I've just like covered myself in this oil like while I was really depressed, like feeling really, really sad, and feeling like it was never going to end. I was going to be sad for the rest of my life, and that feeling. And it like pulled me out of that in like 2 days of using it, like topically on my body, and just like constantly, throughout the day, I would just smell it and put it on me and have it around me. And yeah, it's just incredible for anyone who needs any like heart help.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad that you had it. It's so interesting how life supports us in that way.
Really, the magic.
So here's all our Instagrams, and you can connect with us there. And we love to help our community and learn from our community. That's like probably what makes us the most excited about doTERRA. So on that note, there's really 3 ways to join in with us in doTERRA. So the first is just being a customer and living the lifestyle. We've got WhatsApp chats and a Facebook group and all the things where you can ask questions. It's just so supportive and so much fun. If you start to think about people in your life that you'd like to have the oils, like you think, oh gosh, it'd be so great for my mother who has, arthritis or whatever. If you think in that way and you end up sharing with family and friends, you can be a sharer. And so in that way, you can enroll people along with your account, and then you receive some commission, and that will often cover your oils or some of your oils. And then thirdly, there are people like myself and Maggie and Heather and a couple others on the call who are building a business through doTERRA, which is so much fun because this is our passion. So we get to like, do our passion for our work, which is amazing. And so this is about us. I mean, I think like the theme for like Heather and Maggie and I was like, we want to help other people. Like we see the potential in people caring for themselves and empowering themselves. And so that's really what drives us in this business, and gives us this incredible opportunity to build a residual income and to live our lives in a way that we feel aligned with. So those are sort of kind of the 3 people that join doTERRA. And so I'm going to just chat really briefly about the business side of doTERRA, because it is worth mentioning. And even in this oils class, is that doTERRA right now is sort of positioned in this really unique way, in that they are, for one, they're the biggest essential oils company in the world. They're the largest network marketing company in the US, and they're privately owned, and they have no debt. So they're in this really awesome position where they're not publicly held, they don't have stakeholders to satisfy. In that way, they can really stay aligned with their core values. The 7 founders who put doTERRA together, and it started in 2008 when the economy was crashing. I think I've watched some recent interviews with Emily Wright, one of the founders, and she spoke to this, how everyone thought they were crazy and they just went for it. And now we're experiencing another shift in the world. doTERRA is doing well through that shift. So I think that from a business perspective, I think that people are seeing the benefit in working in this new model, you know, and having the flexibility to work from home and that kind of thing. But on a bigger scale, you know, people are looking for a higher level of health and how to empower others to do that. So we're really in this incredible time to be in doTERRA. So we all love it for those reasons and much more. And this is the other much more reason is that our community, this is the best part. And so I mean, God, our WhatsApp chats that we've got like some for, you know, people who have cats and dogs. We've got one for people who are pregnant or have babies or thinking about having babies. We've got a chat for everything. And it's super amazing the things I have learned in these chats. I feel like my education and my knowledge of oils and plant medicine has skyrocketed since just learning from, you know, we've got chiropractors and Ayurvedic practitioners and nurses and all sorts of people using the oils and sharing their expertise and really just positivity, like supporting each other. So we've got continuing education classes happening all the time. We had a low tox living class happen this morning. We have a private team website that's got lots of videos and resources on sourcing and the oils and how to use them and recipes. We have regular Zoom calls. I mean, it's really endless how much support is available that you can indulge in as little or as much as you want. So it's there for you. And so that's a big part of our mission here. And so that concludes our class. Thank you all for being here. And we are so excited to continue to grow our community and support each other and keep moving forward in this holistic way. Maggie or Heather, do you want to add anything to close?
I also just want to say I saw a bunch of people talking about skincare in the chat, and I just want to say I would love for any of you to reach out to me on my Instagram or anywhere, really, WhatsApp, anywhere. But I love talking about this stuff, so reach out.
Yeah,
Let's
sorry,
chat.
on that note, I should mention on my YouTube, I've been uploading some of the chats that we've been having. And so Maggie has done 2 chats with us so far on gua sha tools, if you don't have that, a spoon, and how to like really nourish your skin. And then, yeah, there's just like an abundance of information to be shared. And yeah, Maggie's got it all. She's got all the information on her herbs and her garden and just so much to share.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just been great. I think it's just inspiring to speak to these things and to be in community with other people that are curious and also wanting, you know, to include more of this, and just, yeah, I think inspiring each other by sharing and showing up is so huge. So thanks for being here, and just look forward to continuing the journey together. Yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, I forgot to also say, just if you are thinking about enrolling and you don't know what oils to start with, just reach out to us and we'll help you through that process. There are more kits than what we're shown. So that's a personal, you know, choice on what's best for your needs. So we're happy to help you in that process.
Yeah, actually, I do already have an enrollment kit. I purchased it last November, actually, the one with the diffuser. So I do have that already, but then I just didn't have enough time to dive into the topic, and now I'm just learning everything about it. And it's so good to attend the calls and to learn everything about it, and yeah, just to share it. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
That's awesome. Thanks, Jessie. Yeah, sometimes it takes time, you know, like Heather said, the 5 of us sat around for years. You know, sometimes we're suddenly ready and we're suddenly called like, oh, what is it about this? I'm going to look into this, you know. So yeah, we're so happy you're with us. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a whole different world. So much to learn.
All right, everyone, have a beautiful day, night, wherever you are. Thank you for being here. See you next time.
See you. Bye.